Imagine drowning in credit card debt. It's scary, and I totally get it because I've had family members in that situation before, and that taught me a huge lesson. But if this is your situation right now, don't worry. You'll get through it, and the fact that you're watching this video right now, you're already on the right path. So, if you're ready to rewrite your financial story and get a peace of mind, today we'll be exploring practical steps on how you can effectively pay off your credit card debt. So first, let's start by talking about the importance of paying off credit card debt. Did you know that about 30% of your credit score is based on credit utilization, which is just a fancy way of saying how much of your available credit you're using? Ideally, you want to keep your balance under 30% of your total credit limit. So for example, if you've got a $10,000 credit limit, you shouldn't carry more than a $3,000 balance. Here's the thing, if you're consistently maxing out your cards or carrying a big balance, it tells lenders you might be struggling to handle your finances. And that could mean getting rejected for loans or getting stuck with higher interest rates if you do get approved. So in order to boost your credit score, start by paying your bills on time and lighten your debt load. So here are some tips that you can use to manage and reduce credit card debt. And the first one is choosing a credit card payment strategy. The first strategy is a debt snowball method. If you choose this method, you'll start off with the card that has the lowest balance and knocking that out first. Then you move on to the next lowest balance and so on. Then there's a debt avalanche strategy. This one's a bit more strategic. You would tackle the card with the highest interest rate first, then work your way down. It might not give you the instant gratification like the snowball method, but it's all about making those numbers work in your favor.
Victory screech!
Then there's automating your payments. This one's a total lifesaver to stay on top of your bills. Set up automatic payments to make sure you never miss a due date. But remember to keep an eye on your bank balance too. The last thing you need is paying for overdraft fees. And moving on to the next one, paying more than your minimum payments. If you really want to do yourself a favor, pay as much as you can each month because any amount will help to reduce the amount of compounded interest you'll have to pay. Understand how much debt you're dealing with and check all statements to obtain your statement balances. Then calculate how much more you can afford to pay each month over your minimum card payment and work towards the goal of regularly paying your statement balance. What you can also do is to consolidate or transfer your credit card debt. With debt consolidation, you can roll all those pesky high interest debts into one loan with a lower overall interest rate. Cool, right? And it also makes juggling multiple credit card payments a whole lot easier. Here are a couple of options. You can either take a low-interest personal loan from a bank, credit union, or a trustworthy peer-to-peer leading platform. Or you could go for the balance transfer route where you'll take on a new credit card with insanely low or maybe even zero introductory rates. And then you'll transfer the balances from your other cards onto this new one. But just a heads up, keep an eye out for those transfer fees, which is usually around 3% of the balance, and make sure to pay off the bill before the interest rate wears off. Usually within 12 to 18 months, or you'll be stuck with a hefty regular rate. And we don't want that. Another option to consider, working with creditors to lower your interest rates. Thankfully, sky-high credit card interest rates don't have to be permanent. You can actually negotiate for a lower rate. With just a bit of effort and a 15 to 20-minute phone call with the creditor, there's a decent chance you could save yourself some serious cash over the next year. This is for those who really need help. Go and get help managing credit card debt. If you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed, don't sweat it. There is backup that you can call. Try reaching out to a nonprofit credit counseling agency. They've got certified counselors who can take a good look at your situation and come up with a game plan to bust you out of credit card debt. A route that they might suggest is a debt management plan. What they'll do is to chat with your creditors to try and score you lower interest rates and monthly payments. Then, instead of juggling a bunch of different payments, you make one manageable monthly payment to the nonprofit. Nice and easy. The one thing that helped me stay on track with my credit card payments was the WeFire app. I would receive notifications if I was a little late in paying my credit card bills. And if my debt ratio is relatively high, just like now, the app would even suggest ways on how I can properly tackle the situation. I love how it's like literally having a financial advisor by my side. All the best. And remember, you've got this. If you found this information helpful, do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more Save Your Penny tips.